All right, everyone, let's dive into it. Welcome all. Welcome to Webinar Wednesday. We're back in full swing. Again, we took a short break for the summer and glad to be back with everyone. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I am Jason there on the left, and we have David Rockland, the digital strategist, and so much more here at Brilliant Directories. David, thanks for taking the time to join us on this webinar.
Hey everybody, so glad to be back with you for another webinar Wednesday here after our short break. Got a great tip of the week coming up for you.
Yeah, should be a good tip, something that everyone can work on right after the webinar if you chose to. Some good news, we are streaming on YouTube Live, so to our friends out there in YouTube land, thank you for joining us. If you're not subscribed to the Brilliant Directories YouTube channel, go ahead and take a moment to do that now. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/YouTube and click on that red subscribe button. It's a great way to get notified when we post new videos there, tutorials, the webinar replays, tips of the week, and more. And also another perk of that, shortly after the webinar, we will post the replay video in the Facebook group. We also invite you to join us there, brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. And I must say that group is very helpful and very constructive. We have a mix of people who are beginning their sites, some people who are sharing tips on some of their more established sites and how they grew their communities. So we certainly invite everyone to join us there. Feel free to ask questions, complicated questions, simple questions, troubleshooting questions. Myself and the BD community will be there to help you guys out. So we definitely invite you to join us there. And speaking of the Facebook group, one of the fun perks from time to time, we run some contests and giveaways there, and there is one happening right now. I see some of the names in the webinar. I know you've already commented. I'll share the link here in the webinar. All you have to do is join the Facebook group and comment on the post, and you have a chance to win a free iPad. We'll announce the winner actually not too long from now in the next webinar, so 2 weeks from now. I think that's August 30th. We'll announce a winner. So if you haven't already commented on this post, you can follow that link. I just dropped it in the chat there, and you can enter in a chance to win. I think so far there's 341 comments. No need to comment twice. We're going to be filtering out any duplicate names, so just leave a comment once. So you have probably about, maybe we'll reach 400, 500 comments by the time it's August 30th. So you have a 1 in 500 chance to win an iPad. That's not bad chances at all. And back to the webinar here. So I do see a lot of new names and faces out there. Welcome, and welcome to the BD family. It's great to have you with us. Just a little bit about the format and what we do in Webinar Wednesday. It's really a great way for us to share with you some of the newer features that are built into the platform week after week. Of course, there's always small patches and fixes, but there are some really good features and settings that we build in to help you grow your communities a bit faster. So we'll cover topics such as how to increase traffic, converting visitors to members, which actually the tip of the week does touch on that a bit, identifying revenue opportunities, and much more. So if you're just starting your site or you've been working on it for a while and you have any questions about strategy or any troubleshooting or design tips, save them. We'll try to get to as many questions as we can today in just a little bit. And moving things along, we do have a small handful of BD lab updates. I can see on our roadmap we have a lot coming down the line through the end of 2023. So I think it's just going to get more and more exciting as we get towards the end of the year. But here are just a few new features that are built into the platform, and also a short list of items that are coming soon. We'll start at the top here. And Brian, this one's for you. I think you were talking about your homepage slideshow. When you adjust for screen sizes, it doesn't adapt properly. We now have a new method. If you're using the background slider, the image slider for the homepage, I'll show you that in a moment. We now have an alternate option which solves two problems. It's faster loading, and it fixes an issue if people are on a tablet and they turn the tablet horizontally or vertically. Background images weren't adjusting or adapting properly. So let me show you where that setting is. We can go into the admin area here, and we'll go to settings and design settings. Okay, great. This will be in the homepage tab, and if you have the homepage, the background image slider add-on for the homepage, you'll have this section here, background image slider. And what it does is it allows you to add a few background images that slide over the hero section of your homepage. So here is where the new setting is. And if you're happy with the homepage slider, you don't need to do anything. It's perfectly fine. You can keep it as it is. But we now have two options for the loading method of the slideshow, the slide image slider. So by default, always it was the JavaScript version. This is slightly slower. It has to load some JavaScript files, and also it was having the issue with the adaptive behavior on some devices. So we've solved that by introducing a pure CSS option. It's a little bit lighter. It doesn't rely on additional JavaScript files. If you're not familiar with what that is, it just means that more things need to load on the page and slows down the page load. So the pure CSS option does not require that. It's faster loading. The only thing you lose on the pure CSS option are two things: the slider arrows. So that on the JavaScript version, there's two small arrows on the left and right hand if you want to toggle. I don't really see the usefulness of that because it's just an image background. So you'll lose that with the pure CSS, and the transition effects, you'll lose the swirl left and swirl right. If you're in the pure CSS version, everything else is available. So if you want slightly faster loading on your homepage, I would recommend the pure CSS, and it also solves that adaptive behavior issue with the images. All right, moving on. This one is a pretty big one. It's related to data and exporting and creating smart lists from your data. It's now available in the transactions history page. Let's go there together. So if we go to finance and transaction history, you'll notice on many of the pages in the admin, at least related to where there's content, like my members, there are list actions. So now we have list actions for your transactions. So in the transaction histories page, for each tab, payments received, upcoming payments, past due, etc., you have two options now. You can export the current results of what you're seeing here, and it'll give you a CSV file with all the relevant and pertinent data, or you can create a smart list. So if you wanted to, for example, also do a search for everyone who's on a monthly billing cycle that may have ended already, you can search only active or only ended, and also who used coupon code like save10. You can do a search and then create a smart list of that segmented. And then of course you can send that smart list with a webhook to an alternate platform, or you can send newsletters to that targeted group of individuals. So now you have the ability to export and create smart lists from your transaction histories page. And in addition to that, you can further filter and create even more granular lists of data here. And then let me just go to another tab here. I don't think we have any past due or refunded. Let me just check. So here we can see in the refunded tab, we can also do the same thing, export the current results and create a smart list. So if we wanted to create a smart list of all our refunded users, we would just come to this tab, no filter set, and create a smart list and say, call the smart list members who have been refunded. And moving on from there, this update is not inside of the BD platform, but it is on Zapier and also Pabbly and Integrately to follow. We have actions in Zapier, integration actions for creating new users, creating leads, and creating posts. What we've done is we've taken the extra time to make the fields and help text a little bit easier to understand. I can go there quickly just to kind of show you what that looks like. Over here, we can see we are in Zapier and we're looking at the lead action. So you can set lead status, auto match. Everything has nice help text with it. And this is just to direct you and guide you a bit easier as you are creating your actions for Zapier. All right, this next one is related to the admin area. We've been working on making the speed in the admin a lot more stable, as well as in optimizing it so pages load a bit quicker, which can help your efficiency when you're working on your site in the admin area. Some of these updates may go unnoticed, but you'll start noticing slicker page loading and less wait time as page loads are happening in the admin. Just recapping from July, since we took a couple weeks off, there were over 80 updates and enhancements that were pushed in July. And so far in August, we're on pace to surpass that. So we should have close to, I'm estimating 90 plus enhancements and updates for the month of August. Coming soon, SEO, this one's cool. The ability to optimize the file names and alt tags of the post images and album images. So right now, when you create a blog post and you set the feature image, the file name of that image really isn't updated for SEO. You can then further edit that and give it a more updated file name. Let me show you what that is going to look like. We have a screenshot. So when you're looking at your managed posts in the admin area, you can update the image data. You'll be able to set, so this is the kind of the file name that comes right now. It's just an encrypted something that's automatically created, but you'll be able to set the alt tag and the image file name, which should help you improve the SEO on some articles that you're hoping to rank for. This next one is related to language and translation. Over the last year, we've created the ability to translate your site, not just with one click into Spanish, German, French, etc., but also areas that you were not able to translate. We are pushing updates. The final areas of the BD platform, as far as the front end for translations, are some of the member dashboard URL slugs. So when a member's in their dashboard, they log in and they see the website URL as like account, blog, edit. You'll be able to soon translate these like account and edit to your desired language, which should help you get closer to 99.9999% translation for your site. In addition to that, there's a big one here, security. You'll be able to set a timeout limit that will automatically log members out of their sessions. So right now, when members are logged into their accounts, I think 30 days, it'll just keep them logged in automatically. But some sites are a little more sensitive to that. Maybe you just want to leave it for 24 hours or even 1 hour. So if they're idle for 1 hour or whatever time you set, that session will automatically be ended for that member if they're idle and there are no actions being taken by them. And then also billing, we said this in the previous webinar, but better credit card workflows. This should help streamline payments on your site for members who are making additional purchases for leads, digital downloads, pay per posts, and more. And in addition to that, thank you to you guys in the community. The feature suggestions keep coming in, speed, security, quality of life features. So thank you guys for all your recommendations on how to make the platform better for everyone. Before we move on to the tip of the week, if you guys want to raise your hand and comment or ask any questions about some of these specific updates on the screen right now, we'd love to hear a comment, or feel free to ask any questions. All right, Dave is asking, what is the best place to learn everything I need to know about how to set up my directory, BD YouTube video channel, and more? Okay, so just the platform is robust. I'll give you a few key places to go, David. As far as learning how to market your directory, I would recommend going to the BD blog. And right here, the must-watch videos at the top, it's a membership website checklist, all the essentials on when you're getting started, how much to charge members, how to motivate members to complete their profiles. That's a tough one. We don't want people to sign up and abandon the website. But if you come here, Dave, and also if you look at here, the blog category, specifically come to the membership website tutorials. These are kind of strategy videos we create in the webinars, the tips of the week. I'll share a link to that here. And then lastly, let's go to resources and support resources. Here we have Dave. So support is just a click away, but we have these quick start videos and a link to the knowledge base. Let me go to the quick start videos here. So these are, as far as technical configuration and setup, there's about 9 or 10 videos here. They're all about 5 minutes long, but this will get you with the actual technical setup of your site so you can have a minimum viable product up and running very quickly. Of course, a website is an evolving entity. You're always going to work on it and make it better, but to get something up and running that you can start marketing, these videos will get you there. All right, let's head on back here. Thank you for that question, Dave. All right, let's keep things moving along here. Thank you guys for those questions. So moving on to the tip of the week, I'll pass it on to you, David. You've put together some really helpful bullet points here. And I think this is an overlooked topic, as simple as it is, but the importance of including an FAQ section on your membership site's pricing and plans page. So if it's okay with you, David, may I pass things over?
Yeah, absolutely. So, a relatively simple tip of the week here, but we noticed that, on a lot of membership and directory sites, the pricing pages or anywhere else on the website, they tend to be missing an FAQ section. An FAQ section has tons of benefits, can certainly help increase your conversions, get some of your prospective members across the finish line. There's tons of benefits to it, which we'll cover. And at the end, we'll also give you some action items you can take and implement on your website immediately. So if there's anything that any improvements to be made to your own pricing pages by adding an FAQ or maybe even improving your existing FAQ, that should all be relatively simple and easy to do after the end of this webinar. So moving right on into the drawbacks of not having an FAQ section. Some of these might be pretty obvious to some of us. Lack of transparency. This isn't the case for everybody, but some prospective members, when they come to our pricing page, if our pricing page is really slimmed down and condensed, we've made sure to keep everything pretty simple on there. They might have some additional questions that weren't answered in the information that we do provide on the pricing page, and they might view that lack of additional information as lack of transparency. It might raise additional questions or concerns for them. So overall, we do want to keep our pricing page as simple and understandable as possible, but we definitely want to make sure that we're providing all of the pertinent information that would be necessary to try to get our prospective members, the folks who have landed on our pricing page, to actually click that sign up button. Confusion, users misinterpreting pricing or features leading to misunderstandings. This can really come into play if we're listing every single feature and benefit that is provided with every membership plan that we offer, especially if we have maybe several different membership plans available. If we're providing all of these details, there might be an opportunity to streamline some of that, but expand on some of the important details in an additional FAQ section. Increased support burden. If we're limiting the information that we're sharing on our pricing page, and especially if we're noticing similar questions constantly coming in from prospective members, we can get ahead of the ball and address some of those questions or even potential concerns directly on the pricing page so that we're spending less time answering the same questions over and over again, whether that's through email or on the phone or live chat, however you're providing some level of support. But it also saves time for our prospective members when they're able to get their answers as soon as possible. Lost sales, users abandoning the sign up due to unanswered questions. Again, we want to keep the pricing page and the details as simple as possible and as understandable as possible. We don't want users to get lost or confused, but we want to give them as much information as would be necessary, especially if there's common questions or concerns that might be coming up as people are coming to our pricing page. Especially if we're offering paid membership plans, there might be a lot of billing related questions that people want answers to before they actually commit and hand their money over to you. So we want to address those things and get ahead of the curve there on the pricing page. Missed upselling opportunities also. If we've really streamlined our pricing page, or if we've included so many details on the pricing page that it becomes difficult to comprehend, it might end up leading to prospective members not truly understanding the value of our premium membership plans. And so having an FAQ to expand on some of those details, why our premium plans are more beneficial than our basic or our free plans, we might end up be missing out on some opportunities to users to sign up for our premium plans rather than signing up for free or for our lower tiered plans. So the FAQ section really provides us an additional section and an additional area to provide more details to our prospective members and hopefully limit any questions that they might have before signing up. Because if they're already on our pricing page or our join page, they're probably interested in signing up. We want to do everything we can to make sure they sign up immediately so that they don't leave the page, have to wait for a response from us if they send us an email asking a question. And in that time, they might end up changing their mind. We want to do everything we can to get them across that finish line as soon as possible.
And yeah, there's something unmentioned here. This is a good list. There's a percentage of people who will contact you with follow-up questions, but then there's a group of people who, if they don't see the answer they're looking for on your site, they're not going to even bother to contact you. It's already end game in their head. So that's where the lost sales come in, is just people abandon your site altogether. So the FAQ is just another way to build confidence in them knowing that you're there to help address their needs and their doubts that they may have. And the flip side of this, I'll let you take over here, David, but the benefits of having an FAQ section on your site.
Going into some more specific benefits of actually having an FAQ section on the pricing page, sales support, making it more easy to understand what exactly it is our website is offering, reducing any ambiguity there might be, especially on pricing pages when we have multiple membership plans. Typically with each plan, we're just providing bullet points of the primary benefits that come with each plan. So we might be able to expand on some of those primary features and benefits for each plan in an FAQ section, rather than making our comparison chart or table of our membership plans more complex and more difficult to understand. So if we can provide additional details in an understandable way, that can certainly help increase our member signups. Time efficiency, like we mentioned in the previous slide, reducing the need for potential members to reach out to us. It doesn't just save us time because we're no longer having to answer the same questions over and over again, but it also saves the prospective members time, because if they have a question in mind like, what happens if I sign up for a paid plan and I decide it's not working out and I want to cancel? If you address that concern right on the pricing page in the FAQ section, that can help provide them some clarity and give them the answer immediately so that they can click that sign up button. This all goes into boosting conversions. Really, the main thing with the FAQ section is just reducing the level of uncertainty that prospective members might have when they come to the pricing page. They might have a general idea of what's provided with all of our membership plans and overall the benefits that they might get out of joining the website, but they might have just one or two additional questions that are preventing them from actually signing up in that moment. So we want to address those as soon as possible. Trust building, we've talked about this in a lot of previous webinars, the importance of building trust, not just with our current members, but also with our prospective members, because we want to continuously grow our community. We need to keep bringing people in the door. And so by being as transparent as possible on the pricing page, especially when it comes to those billing concerns or potential billing concerns, that certainly helps to build trust with these prospective members and might help give them more confidence in trusting us and signing up to our community. And lastly here, competitor differentiation. You might not have too many competitors, especially if you're in a really specific niche, but if you have a broader directory or you do happen to have similar websites out there, providing an FAQ section gives you an ability to highlight the unique aspects of your offerings, but also if you keep getting people coming to you asking, well, I see this website out here which seems similar to yours. What's the difference? Why should I sign up for your website rather than this other website? Maybe you want to address that head on in the FAQ section.
That last point there, David, competitor differentiation. That's a thing. One of your FAQs, it doesn't have to all be about account management, like how do I refund, how do I upgrade? You can say like, I'm already listed on Yelp. Why do I need to be on this site as well? Like for local business websites, and you give them the reason of why they should be on your more specific search website for a certain region. Also, in these FAQ questions and answers, you can define a voice for your brand. They can be playful. They don't have to be very clinical and sterile. You can keep it professional, but if your brand has a certain tone or persona, that can further be illustrated in the way you write your FAQ sections. They could be friendly and chummy, again, eliminating doubts and fears and uncertainties, as David said, on the sign up page, on your pricing and plans page. So definitely there's a lot of opportunity with including an FAQ section there, not only eliminating doubts, fears, and uncertainties, but setting the tone for how your brand interacts and engages with customers from the start and then moving forward as well. And with that, here are some examples of FAQs, and kind of did some research on, membership websites, local business directories. Those are the more common use cases with Brilliant Directories. So here are some starter FAQs that you can include on your plans and pricing pages. And I'll tell you what, David, I'll start with this set of first 4 here, and then you take over and finish this off. And then we could take a look at an example of this on a live pricing and plans page. So a good question, if you're offering free and paid plans, or if you just have paid plans, the question could be like, what's the difference between the starter plan and the premium paid plan? And then you can explain all the difference, the benefits you get. So you want to explain the distinctions in terms of features, access to content. It could be visibility. Like, the answers to that question could be, if you want maximum visibility on our website, you should opt for the paid plan because you get X, Y, and Z. The free plan is great if you're only interested in Y. So a plan differentiation question is great. The next one here, can I change my plan at any time? This kind of lets them know that they're not locked into the first thing they sign up for, especially if they want to begin with a free plan and upgrade later. And you can even state that in your terms, the answer of the FAQ. You can change your plan at any time. Most users start with the free plan and quickly upgrade to the paid plan once they see the possibilities of what's available on our website. And of course, you can cancel anytime. Can I list multiple businesses under one account? This depends on what you've set up for your website. Brilliant Directories does offer the multi-member manager add-on, which allows one parent account to create sub-listings. So if you're a law firm and you have several locations, you can create a listing for each location as an example. But this kind of lets them know about what's possible and what they're getting with their account. This is a great one. Everyone should include this. What happens after I sign up? The people want to have reassurance of what happens after they sign up, whether it's free or paid. So outline the immediate steps. They'll receive a welcome email with instructions and showing them and explaining to them how to complete their profile and get the most out of your website. This is where we want to eliminate any concerns. And usually people's biggest concern is what happens after I submit my credit card on a website. They don't want ambiguity. They kind of want to know that everything is going to be what they expected from the start in their minds. So moving on to the next 4 here, I'll pass it over to you, David.
All right, so number 4 kind of ties into number 5. How can I edit my business listing? Again, people want to know what is actually possible after they sign up. So let them know how they can go about editing their business listing or their profile if it's just a standard community type website. What a lot of BD users have done is they've recorded a screen recording to actually walk through kind of the setup process of setting up a brand new member's profile so that they can be sure they're highlighting all of the really important and critical aspects of the profile and really showcasing what a complete profile would actually look like. Are featured listings available? If you have any sort of upsell services or products or advertising opportunities to your members, you definitely want to include this in the FAQ. It doesn't necessarily need to be front and center, all of your advertising opportunities on your pricing page. That might detract attention away from the plans themselves, but the FAQ section would certainly be a great place to highlight some of those additional advertising opportunities and revenue streams that you have. What types of businesses are suitable for your directory? This, I think, is a really important question to include in the FAQ, especially if you have a niche directory or one focused on a specific location. And it's always important to specify the location throughout the website on the homepage, using a hero image that reflects the specific location, things like that, so people understand that the website is targeted for a specific location. But you would definitely want to reinforce that in the FAQ, just so people totally understand that if they're outside of that location or outside of that industry, their membership listing might be denied. And lastly, what kind of support is available to members? Again, this is a really critical one, I think, that every membership and directory site should include in their FAQ section, especially if you have paid plans, because if somebody's handing their credit card over to you and you're charging them a monthly or an annual fee, they want to know that if a problem occurs, if something comes up and they need to contact somebody on the other side, that there's actually somebody over there that is available and that they can talk to and is willing and able to help them. So it doesn't always have to be, phone support. You could always just reinforce that that your team is always available over email, or if you provide live chat, things like that. Something to just reinforce that there is actually people on the other side of the website managing it, taking care of everything, making sure it's all running smoothly, and is always there for the members should anything arise.
I'm gonna come back to number 6 and 7 here. Are featured listings available? You're already upselling people right on your pricing page and letting them know that you are confident in your methods to provide them with higher visibility, whether it's on your website or additional online services to get them some online exposure. So number 6 is great because, again, it just doubles down on your confidence that you're providing a good service from the start, as well as additional services to help feature them, whether they're businesses or just members of your site. It could also be higher access to your site, higher levels of access to premium content. Number 7, I would reword actually it's good if you're a local business directory, but maybe you're just a membership site with members and, again, access to premium content. For number 7, you might want to say who benefits most from joining our website. So then you can the answer is you want to print the persona of the customers you're trying to attract, the members you're trying to attract. We'll stick with the business. If you're a local business in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and you're looking to find more ways to reach clients, you should join our site. If you're a horticulturalist and you're interested in flowers and connecting with like-minded people, then you should definitely join our site. So that number 7 is a good question, is who stands to benefit from joining our site? And just some bonus elements to add to your pricing page. Just a few key things in addition to the FAQ. It's all about conversions. People come to your website, then they need to find your pricing and plans page or where to sign up at least. So we want it to be easily accessible. Simple membership plan options. The most simple membership plan option is one free sign up option. And then internally provide them with upgrade options. Otherwise, you can have several options. More established sites that are already known in industries usually have even more options, but sites that are just starting out and they want quicker conversion rates because people are not yet familiar with their brands, you want fewer and simpler membership plan options. Always outline the benefits of joining, and you don't need to itemize features of their listing. Instead of just talking about features, real benefits like increased online visibility and things like that. Not just your phone number will be listed on your profile, although those are good things to mention, but you don't need to itemize 50 different things that are available on their profile. Speak to broader points. Again, they'll absorb the information quicker and they'll be able to make a decision quicker because they're not reading through so much literature. A testimonial or 2 or 3 is great. People like to see social proof and other people who are succeeding with your product or service. So you can have a little blurb there, a picture of someone smiling, or logos of companies who are using your service. And then number 5, also overlooked on your pricing page, have a way for them to contact you with questions, uncertain about our plans. Click to chat with us now, click to contact us now. The simplest thing is just link them to your contact us page and they can go ahead and fill it out and contact you there. You can include forms if you need to on the page, but just a way to contact you. It could be simple as including a Google Voice number on that page and just having a mechanism and channel for them to reach out to you. Again, it will reduce abandonment rates. People who come there are quickly looking to ask a question and they can't, so they just leave the site altogether. And then one thing is also showcase an optimized sample listing. You can do that. You can create a decorated listing on your site for someone named John Smith or something of the sort, and just show what a decorated profile looks like. And you can use that in your marketing materials. If you don't want to make it an actual live profile on your site, you can create one and then just take a screenshot of it and turn it into a PDF. And you can create arrows pointing to the different features that are on the profile page, like your photo, your phone number, your address, a link to your website, things like that. So showcase an optimized listing in that manner. And then as always, pricing pages, simple, clear, motivating, and credible. Those are the key things. So if someone has to read too much, they might have confusion and fatigue from looking and then come back later. All of these are actually in a previous webinar that we did, that last slide there. So yeah, we have another video on more tips on how to increase conversions on your pricing pages. So we'll drop a link to that previous tip of the week that we did. It looks like it's in there now. And then also let's take a look at a sample FAQ on a pricing page. Again, it doesn't need to be terribly fanciful. It could be very simple. And actually, we have a few more pro tips for you guys here. So here's a sample site we use for the webinar demo. And in the public main menu here, we actually have a join today menu item, and we've done a few things here. And I'll show you how we did it. We created a drop down, so just some sublinks under this link here. We created one express sign up free, and that just links to the checkout page to join as a free member. So this is the free sign up form. In this case, it's called the local business listing, but it could just be free member registration or whatever, whatever free account you're offering your members. Put it right there. You don't even take them to a plans and pricing page. The next thing we do is we have a link to the plans and pricing page. This actually links to the same thing this red button links to. So we'll go plans and pricing. And well, this is just the default plans and pricing page that comes with a BD site. And the default page also includes FAQs, but here we've actually, and we'll share a link to this page, we've actually added the FAQs with some answers to these questions here. So I'll share this in the chat. That's great. And I'll show you a few things we did because we actually, in this dropdown, we have a frequently asked questions link, and it directly links to the frequently asked questions on this page. We could see it jump down to this section here. And what would be great even is if we had a button here that said ready to sign up, choose plans, and it took you right back up to here. So let's take a look at some of the things we've done here, starting with the main menu and how we've done this, and then we'll come back to the FAQ section of this pricing plans page. So let's start from the main dashboard area, and we'll go to the main menu. So we'll go to Toolbox and Menu Manager, and we have our main menu here. So on our main menu, we have a few key links here: home, member directory, how it works, latest news. So before we just had join today, but what we did is we added a new link and we nested it underneath here, and we added express sign up free, and we're taking them to our free checkout page. It's /checkout, and then the ID number of a membership plan. So express sign up free, whatever you want to call it, you can be clever with it. And then paid plans and pricing, so they can see the plans and pricing available for your membership. And that just goes to our join page. And we can see this join today, that's the main link. It goes to the join page. And then we're going to frequently asked questions, which is join, and then with the hashtag FAQ. We covered this in a previous webinar. If you read blogs online, sometimes they have a table of contents at the top, and when you click on one of the links, it kind of scrolls down to that section of the article. That's the same logic we're doing here, and I'll show you how I created that link connection between the join page, hashtag FAQ, and then how it takes you to the FAQ section on the pricing page. So I'm gonna leave the menu manager open for a moment, and what we'll do is we'll go to the web page builder, and we'll go to our pricing page. So here it is, pricing page. We'll go ahead and edit this. And in this, we're just posting 3 plans here, plan 1, 2, or 3. And if we scroll down, we can see frequently asked questions. So this is a heading. So if we highlight this, we can see that it's a heading 2. And when you're using a heading, we can right click on it, and it asks for an ID tag to enter. So we've created an ID tag of FAQ. And that means when we create a link, hashtag FAQ, that link will jump down to this section. I'm going to change this link to JSON, and we'll save the changes just so you can see how the functionality of how that works. Let me save the changes. Okay, great. So again, if I right click on this, we can see the ID tag is JSON. And what I'll do is I will change the main menu link for frequently asked questions, and we're gonna take people to the join page, but we wanna go to the section that is the ID JSON. So hashtag JSON, and I'll save the changes. Okay, great. Let's remove this empty menu item there. Okay, and let's refresh. Let's go to the home page and refresh. And we can see here, this wants to go, if we look at the bottom left of my screen there, it says go to the join page, but go to the section that has an ID called JSON. So I'll click this, and we can see we are taken directly to the frequently asked questions area. So if we just want to, again, add more transparency, creating a drop-down with maybe a couple join options here, we can certainly do that. And how I made this background red on the main menu while everything else is blue. We've also covered that in previous webinars. Well, here's the parent link in the main menu sequence. So it's the join today. If we toggle open the cogwheel here, we've given it a BG danger. That's a background of danger, and that corresponds to the button color in design settings. Let's go there together, and I'll just copy and paste that here. So what I did is in the menu item and outer LI, I added BD danger. And I'll share that in the chat there if anyone else wants to add that to a join button they have on their main menu. But if we go to our design settings and look at button colors, there's 6 default button colors: primary, success. They can be everything. In this case, danger, and it usually is red, but danger might be white on your site depending on your branding color. So in this case, the BG -danger is just going to pull this color here. It's just a quick way to color code things around your site very quickly. So that is how we made the join today red here. And let's take a look at some of these FAQs. Well, we did answer the questions here. So in the slides, we provided descriptions for some of these questions. Here, we actually added some real world suggestions for how to answer the questions asked in this section here. And then David, is there anything else you wanted to add here?
I'll just add that we have a Google Doc now for the questions. If anybody wanted to copy and paste them, I'll put the link for that in the chat here.
Awesome, thank you so much. Yeah, and again, frequently asked questions, they can be technical questions about account management, canceling, upgrading, what happens after they sign up, but then you can also throw in questions that are related to, like, do you offer featured listings? Or, what's the difference between Yelp and joining your local business directory? And addressing those up front, again, really gives you the opportunity to give your brand a voice, as well as eliminate uncertainties and doubts. So with that, I know a lot of it was self-explanatory, but it's important to mention these things from time to time. We can switch things over to the FAQ section, not the FAQ, but the questions and answers section with you guys. If you have any questions about what we covered today or your sites, I know, Teresa, you had some questions earlier about your images. We'll try to get to as many questions as we can. We do have plenty of time to get to some questions right now. And I see John has his hand up. We'll start with you, John. It looks like you're self-muted, but you're ready to go here.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep. How you doing today, John? Where are you calling from?
Perfect. Portland, Oregon.
All right. Thanks for joining the webinar. How can we help you?
Thank you as well. Yeah, so my question was, so I found a service, a third party, thinking I could integrate into the site, but one of my questions on that then is, would there be a way for a person to have like a single login? So they log in to the, BD site as a, as a user, as a community user. Would there be a way for that login to automatically log them into a third party, or is that complicated, or just curious?
No, we've seen a lot of people create it's called single sign-on integrations into BD or from BD to other platforms. Because each platform is different, it does require working with a developer, but you do have the capability to create that customization if you need to.
Okay, cool. I think that was my main question today. I appreciate your help.
All right, thank you. Good luck with that, John.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We have our good friend Karen here. Hey, Karen, how are you today?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Pretty good. Where are you calling in from?
New Zealand.
All right. What's your question for us today?
So I am using the job post type to create candidate profiles. I'm doing that way because I don't want candidates to be signed up as members. It's just more a way of presenting the information to employers.
So you're creating a job post, but it's for a candidate's capabilities to complete a job. So they're available for a job. Okay.
If you want, you can pull my website up. I'm happy to show you exactly what I'm talking about. The website is mynewjob.nz, and just want to show you on the home page something that I'd like to tweak.
Okay.
Right,
Great logo. I love that. Sorry.
Oh, thank you. If you scroll down that page, you'll come down to search candidate profiles. Yep.
Okay.
Right. When you hover over one, see how it pulls that up and it's got that full-time NZ dollars and start date?
Yes.
How do I get rid of that? I don't want it to show on that view.
Let me help you out here. So, and it's because it's a job post, it's looking to find the salary and the start date, but I can help you get rid of that with a little CSS here. Just a moment, take care of that. A little bit of editing here, but we will get that, and that is right here. And just give me a moment. Let's see if we can get rid of that. Yeah, so let me just add this to your custom CSS here. Give me a moment.
So will that only affect it on that view?
What's that?
That should only affect it when it's in that particular widget, or how does that work? So
what that's doing is it's just finding that element on the home page, and it's doing what's called a display none. So it's just hiding it, obfuscating it basically.
Okay, I've got one more question if I'm allowed another quick fix.
Sure, let's do one. That was pretty quick, so let's go with one more and then we'll move on.
Brilliant. Okay, on the page, which is same website, it's find staff page, so / find staff.
Okay, is there a hyphen there?
No, all one word.
Okay.
Right, so on this page, is it possible to remove the preview image here completely?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Yeah. But I still want to be able to upload it because it will show on that front page, obviously.
Sure. So there's a couple ways to go about that. Let me just do the most direct way. Just a moment. So what we're going to do is go to Edit Post Settings. I was going to do it again with CSS, but we've done a method like that. I'll just show people another way to do it. So all your post types. So you have different post types. This one is Find Staff. So it's your candidate's post type. I'm in Edit Post Types. We're going to edit the search results template that's loading there, and I'm just going to eliminate. This is a little higher level, but again, those who use WordPress, normally you have to log into FTP and edit PHP files. You don't have to do any of that with BD. So what we're going to do here is just scroll down, and again, I was going to do it with CSS, but we'll do it in this method. Here is the. Let me find the image here. Here's the image section, and we're just going to remove this image section here. That should do it. Just make sure you can just remove that. No post image. Okay, and let's see how that looks.
Oh, fantastic. So if you click through into one of those posts now, the image is still in there, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll still be here. That was just editing the search results view.
Fantastic. That's brilliant. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for the questions. All right, let's keep things moving here. Let me just finish one more thing here in this midsection. We're gonna just make this full width, and she should be good after that. And just to make sure everything is fine. Now, if you ever needed to, you can also revert the code, restore all this code. So if you mess around with this and you broke something or something's not correct, you can always start from the beginning, choose the post type that was most closely related to the starting code of this one. So in this case, it was job listings, and you just click on the restore code button, and that will just revert everything back to the default code that was once there before. So, okay, this is fine here. Let's keep things moving along. We got a good friend, Brian, here. I'm gonna unmute you there, Brian. How you doing today?
Pretty good, and you?
Pretty good. What's your question for us today?
I just had like a recommendation. So like, you know how like in the main menu, you could have like a different version of your main menu when you're logged out versus when you're logged in?
Yes.
So I was wondering if you guys could do the same type of thing, but only for like the footer. So where you can like clone the footer, but then change some links that are like in your footer to be different when you're logged in versus when you're logged out. I know
Yeah.
there's coding ways around that, but like it would be a lot easier just to like have a duplicate kind of thing.
Yeah, we could. That's actually not a bad suggestion. An alternate footer link. I can't spell alternate correct. I'm nervous right now. Okay, there we go. Alternate footer menu when the member is logged in. Yeah, I don't see why. Since we support it for the main menu and design settings. Let's go there right now. Let's see what, so people know what you're referring to. So what we have in the design settings, we have main menu design, and we have a public one, and when members are logged in. And then even in the header, we have a public one and a logged in header menu. So I can see to have one for the footer, at least to start. That would be a good one.
Yeah, because I mean, when you're still logged in, like if people are using the default like footer or whatever, it says click here to sign up today. If you're already signed in, you know, that button just stays there unless you've coded it yourself. So that would like definitely take care of that as well.
Right, I'm with you. Okay, yeah, thank you for this suggestion. That's legitimate. Thank you.
I had one more quick question. So you know, on the sign up pages, how you have like you can do like a custom sidebar or whatever.
Yes.
So on like when you log into a member's profile, you guys have an above and a below. I was wondering if you guys could do something like that for the sign up pages, so that way us programmers can be a little more fancy with these sign up pages.
So content, not just in the sidebar, but above and below the sign up form.
Yeah. So that way
That's
we
also
can kind of, we can be a little more creative there.
Per membership plan, right?
Yeah, that would be cool too. Even better.
Above and below body content. Yeah. Okay. Great suggestions there, Brian. Thank you.
Save me a lot of coding.
I'm with you. Yeah. Thank you for the suggestions. Always good there.
All right. Thank you.
Cheers. Yeah. Thank you. Great stuff there. Thank you, Brian. Always coming with good questions. All right. Let's see whose hands we have up. Any more questions, guys? We got plenty of time. I know it was a good webinar today with the tip of the week. If you need any assistance with your sites, we could take a quick look now and see if we could do some quick troubleshooting for you. I do see a hand up. Let me see if I can find you. Nope, I don't see anyone's hand up. Not to worry, we're ahead of schedule. What we'll do is we can end the webinar there. It was a great webinar. We had great turnout after being gone for a couple of sessions here. We'll post a replay to this tip of the week on adding an FAQ section to your membership plans pricing page. Oh, before we leave, quick tip, totally overlooked it. If you do not have the FAQ section on your pricing page where you can just kind of change out the FAQs, the questions and the answers, there is a pre-made element here. If you go to, I'm just looking at the web page builder here. If you look at the basic content blocks, one of them is an FAQ module. Basically what that means is it just kind of has the layout of the table cells, and you would just need to change the titles, the questions and the answers, and you can quickly have an FAQ section. If you need to add more, just keep dragging more of these underneath till you're satisfied with the number of spots. And of course, you can remove the duplicate titles if you need to. Those get dragged in when you're pulling in the FAQs. So you can have a quickly made FAQ section and then just swap out our default text here. Okay, we'll end it there. It was a great tip of the week. It's great to be back with everyone here. Tons of lab updates, a lot more coming soon down the line. There is the free iPad giveaway, so head on over to the Facebook group. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook, join the group, and you'll see the iPad giveaway there at the top of the group. And for those of you who joined us on YouTube today, thank you. We appreciate you very much. The next webinar and the iPad contest deadline is August 30th. Let me make sure of that. We will announce, we will randomly select a winner. Yes, August 30th. So make sure that you've added your comment in the Facebook group. And the next webinar will be in 2 weeks on that August 30th date. So look forward to seeing you guys there. We will send out some email reminders as well, so we can get as many people registered for that contest giveaway. And on behalf of myself, David, thank you so much for the presentation today. As simple as it was, I think it's super high value, so hopefully a lot of people get some benefits from that. On behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, it's always great to be back here with you for Webinar Wednesdays. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a great day and a brilliant week. Take care, guys. See you soon.